Good morning, good evening, good afternoon for my fellow Zenites. My name is Conrad Zen, former Bitcoin Foundation member, entrepreneur, evangelist for Bitcoin, Hex, Pulse Chain, and of course, P Zen. Slanjivar to everybody. So, what another exciting week it's been for P Zen, and we got back to our 1000% increase with the price this morning being about 0.008, up from 0.0008 from the beginning. But of course, it's not the price appreciation that's the most important at this stage of the game. What we really need to understand is that P Zen pays you via the PIF function, the pay it forward function, after every single transaction. Not just every day, but every transaction, your token balance goes up. So all you're going to do is buy and hold P Zen in your own wallet to see the rewards going up every single transaction, whether the price is lower or higher. Now, we're getting a little bit more visibility for P Zen, and as we go forward in the next couple of weeks, without giving any forward-looking statements, I think a lot more people are going to know about P Zen in the short term. And that's all I can say for now. But to truly understand why P Zen is such a fantastic opportunity at this particular juncture, you have to understand what's going on in the wider economy. Now, I know a few of you don't like history lessons, but I'm obliged to give you some background information so you can fully appreciate the power of P Zen. But before I go on, let's just make sure that you can see and hear me. And if somebody could kindly put in the chat the number 1 to make sure that I'm not sitting here as a talking head talking to myself. So I'll have a quick dram while somebody could kindly just give us a 1 in the chat to make sure that everybody's on board with me. Slanjivar. There's a bit of a delay, of course, with the technology on Conrad Zen Island. We've had an interesting week where obviously we went through the storm, where we lost all our power. We lost water as well. That was quite interesting. And then over the past couple of days, we've had a few tremors as the earthquakes seem to be getting stronger. A 4.9 on the Richter scale earlier on this morning. So life is pretty exciting all around. But back to the history lesson. It is very important to understand where we are in the world of economics today so that you can protect yourself. So I just want to take a few seconds of your time just to show you a few slides which should bring everything into sharp contrast. In order to understand how to accumulate wealth, we first have to understand a few principles. And the first one is, if you don't find a way to earn money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Time equals money equals life. The income you earn represents a trade-off between your time in exchange for money. Time equals money. Life only exists within the dimensions of time. So wasting your time is wasting your life. Therefore, time equals life. And during your lifetime, if an entity confiscates your money, they are confiscating equal portions of your life. And thus time equals money equals life. This chart shows that the bottom 50%, aka the middle class in the USA, are rapidly sliding into poverty. 93% of the national wealth is in the hands of the top 20%. Now, throughout history, periods of high income concentration are correlated very strongly. And for example, you can see here that in periods where income was more equally distributed, we had a period of economic calm. But in those periods where the wealth gap was the widest, it correlates to events such as the Great Depression and the 2008 financial crisis. Here is one family's experience, the Featherstones, and this is what they had to endure in the last financial crisis.
The reality of what you've lost is huge.
Right.
I mean, not only have you now lost half of your 401k, but your house is not worth anything anymore either. So anything that you thought you were going to have there is gone, and now half of your 401k is gone.
You know, if it took 13 years to accumulate $80,000 and 1 year to lose half of that, and then try to get that back in another 13 years and only be at the $80,000 that you were 13 years ago,
The math doesn't work.
the math doesn't work.
Fast forward to 2022, wealth concentration in the US today is 2 to 3 times higher than in 1929. Debt at every level is the highest in American history. Giant banks and corporate cannibals are more powerful, concentrated, and have more corrupt incentives than ever. The stock market is more inflated than ever. The bond market is more distorted than ever. The next debt-fueled banking collapse will be too big for any government to bail out. Confidence in fiat currencies worldwide is likely to collapse due to all these factors, because nobody will know which currency is based on truly sound monetary principles. Without growth in real wages and salaries, there's no way for consumer demand to fuel economic growth and corporate profits. All supply-side economic theories just collapse under these conditions, because the only way an economy can grow at all is if the rich are buying lots of mansions and yachts and other luxuries. But that can only partially offset the loss of purchasing power for the general population, because those purchases are pretty much a very small fraction of the massive volume of basic necessities and simple pleasures of life that the much larger general population would purchase if they had more purchasing power. And of course, the rich stop buying yachts and mansions when they get nervous about deteriorating economic conditions. So it's quite clear everything seems to be stacked up against us. We have to find a solution. We have to figure out what it is that we can do to earn money in our sleep. Now, we all know that the highest appreciating asset class is cryptocurrency, but you have to choose the right one. And here's a graph of two of my favorites. You can see at the moment, Hex is, well, not doing that much. P Zen is flying. Look at the graph today. The coin is up 1,000% since launch. But here is the real magic of P Zen. P Zen has the PIF, the pay it forward function, which means that you earn passive income. And you earn passive income purely by holding the P Zen in your wallet. Look, there's no lockup, there's no staking. You just get more coins with every single transaction. Now let's put some meat on the bones. Let's have a look at some examples. This is the basic formula for passive income with the pay it forward function written into the P Zen code. So let's plug some real world numbers into this and see if we can make sense of it. And I'm using the current price today of 0.8. So these figures assume that you've accumulated 1 million P Zen, and we're using today's actual volume and today's actual price of P Zen. And 1 million P Zen in the system would every single day produce 238 P Zen in your wallet based on the present volume. Now, if you multiply that out by the price of the token today, you just earned $1.90 in rewards. Now, if you actually multiply that by 365, that comes out to approximately 694 US dollars. And let's assume that you bought your 1 million P Zen at 0.0048. Those figures work out to a very healthy 14.4% APY, which is astonishing because all you're doing is holding these tokens in your wallet. The code is doing everything else. There's no lockup, there is no staking, and this happens, this P Zen PIF will pay you these tokens every single day without fail. So we have to bear this in mind though, the coin is only just launched. Nobody knows about it yet. It's only a couple of weeks old. It's only a few weeks old. Look what could happen in the future with some adoption. Once people understand the protocol and how it works, it's immutable, audited code. It's never going to stop. It's going to run for decades, doing exactly what it says it should do on the tin. It is designed to redistribute wealth. And so let's have some fun with these numbers. We're going to say that the volume has increased to 5 million US dollars a day, which is only a 5x from what it was a couple of weeks ago when we had over $1 million US dollars in transaction volume nearly every single day. So on that basis, your 1 million P Zen that you accumulated because you were smart and you weren't fudded out, and you paid 0.0048 per P Zen, and you got your million P Zen for 4,800 US dollars. Every single day with a transaction volume of 5 million, you're going to receive approximately 2,380 P Zen. Now, let's just assume that the price has gone up a bit. Let's say it's gone up another 10x, which is well within the realms of possibility. These astonishing figures, though, are mind-blowing. On that premise, you would be earning 190 US dollars a day, which is 69,496 US dollars a year. Now, don't forget, you are not locking up P Zen. You are not staking P Zen. You are getting paid these rewards on every transaction. This goes into your wallet come what may. And so for your million P Zen that you paid 4,800 US dollars for, you're earning 69,496 US dollars a year. That is a staggering 1,447% APY. Now look, you can't be telling people this because they won't believe you. They just simply cannot fathom these numbers. This is the secret of the P Zen code. It is going to take people by surprise, but little by little, more and more people will understand what this protocol is all about. So it is so early for you, and you just have to realize that the more that you can accumulate at these astonishingly low prices, the better off that you're going to be in the future. Those that get in the earliest and hold the longest are going to be the biggest winners with this protocol. And that's all you have to do. Buy and hold. No lockup, no staking. This is without doubt going to make more millionaires in the future than any other protocol out there. So I think it's fair to say that people still don't quite get the secret of P Zen. It is real compound rewards. Every single transaction. And look, I keep saying this, but you're never going to be able to buy your percentage of the market share at a lower price. It goes up every single day. It's inevitable. It's also inevitable that P Zen, the protocol, is likely to make more new millionaires than any other protocol out there. And of course, we designed this to be on Pulse Chain, but unfortunately, Pulse Chain has yet to materialize. And I'm pretty sure we're not going to see it this year. And, you know, I promised everybody a capital injection coin when it all began to look pear-shaped for Pulse Chain. And I'm a person that takes action. I much prefer imperfect action over perfection that never happens. However, for the fudsters out there, P Zen is 100% immutable code. It is going to run for decades. It's fully audited. It's at 100% uptime since launch, 1,000% increase in price. And there are those people already who have made tens of thousands of dollars by utilizing this protocol correctly. This is becoming an international movement. We have members from New Zealand all the way up to Alaska. For those of you who are in New Zealand, by the way, I highly recommend the Yacht Club at the Auckland Marina there. And for those of you heading up to Alaska, truly the only Wild West place in existence. It's still the Wild West up there, even today. And I think I first visited there about 29 years ago, but it's still the same today. I believe Humpty's in the town is still there, fantastic little bar there. And also for different sorts of entertainment, the ABC Club. And those of you who know Alaska will know exactly what I'm talking about. But back to P Zen then. We haven't seen anything yet. And so, you know, we are definitely going to get more eyeballs on this protocol. We're definitely going to see transaction volume increasing. And we've decided it might be a good idea if we were listed in other places. More to come on that next week. But I can guarantee you one thing. This is just the beginning. We haven't even started yet. And so I'm very, very excited about what the future is going to bring. And even the immediate future is looking pretty exciting. So, this is just a short broadcast. Quick update on the Conrad Island situation. Well, notwithstanding all the natural disasters that we've had to been through, we have an internet cable that comes in through, I can't show you over here, but this is my office. Can I show you? Not quite. Okay, so my, no, wait, I can't show you through the door. Anyway, over there somewhere, there's the sea, and down at the dock, we have the cable. Cable's coming up to the house on Wednesday. It's all working because we tested it down on the dock, but we don't want to be doing broadcasts from the dock. So it's coming up here by Wednesday, which means that I'll be full-time broadcasting. Well, not full-time, because I have a life to live. But don't forget, I'm just one person. There's 600 odd in the Telegram group already. Soon to be 1,000, I am sure. 1,000 people telling one person about P Zen, and then each of those people telling one person about P Zen. How many people do you think that is? If you're not very good at maths, just go to Google and try that out. 1,000 to the power of 3. The numbers are astronomical. It's just like something else. Oh yeah, P Zen rewards. They are compounding. This is the secret of this protocol. It is a compounding reward system. It is a passive income system. People don't realize that this is not about price at all. Although later on in life, price appreciation may be important for those of you who need to sell. Now, I want to tell you a couple of stories about some people who have already written into me. Look, P Zen is kind of like in the cryptocurrency asset class. And you really shouldn't be here if you can't afford to pay your bills. This is not for you. However, I had a very heartwarming story the other day from a couple who said that they'd invested a little bit of money in P Zen and they were able to sell a little bit. And that actually kept them alive, if you like, for the next few weeks until their next paycheck came in. P Zen wasn't designed to do that. It's a generational wealth thing. But look, it is the feel-good coin. Don't forget we have the charity wallet. The DAO system is ready in place. Clearly we want to have a bit more money in there before we start sending money to charities. And that's going to be happening at the end of the year towards Christmas. So that'll be a nice little bonus, a nice little feel-good factor for everybody who's involved in the coin right now. So I'm available to take questions in the chat. What? Oh, my goodness, I nearly forgot about this giveaway. So, okay, who's ready to see who's going to win the 80,000 P Zen this week? If you're ready and you've registered, remember the registration closed. I think you were given plenty of warning. Registration closed a few minutes ago. So we're ready to rock and roll. But before I do, please put a number five in the chat if you'd like to do the draw now. I'll wait for you to put the 5s in and I'll just have another wee dram. By the way, Johnny Walker Blue Label, the stream where the water is used to make this fabulous breakfast whiskey. Reportedly, when Robert the Bruce lost the battle, he stood on the banks of the river and his tears were streaming down his eyes and his tears flowed into the river. And that is what gives this whiskey its incredible taste. At least that's what the head distiller told me at a recent tasting. Do we have 5s? Yes, we have 5s. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's move over to this week's draw and we're going to see who's going to win the 80,000 P Zen. So, you probably can't hear me. And let's see if we can get this thing to actually work. So the first winner coming up, we will go for the spin. And here it comes, ladies and gentlemen, for the first winner this week of 20,000 P Zen. Let's see how this goes. Well, a lot of people registered this week. And it's Zing. Can we get 6 in the chat if you actually heard any of that noise that was going on in the background? Somebody put a 6 in the chat. Could somebody kindly put a 6 in the chat? Yep, good. We were all hearing it. Okay, so Jing, you are the first winner this week. 20,000 P Zen winging its way to you. That will be paid into your registered wallet by UTC 000 on Monday evening. Are we ready for the next winner? Okay, the next winner is going to be 20,000 or 10,000? I think I've got that wrong. It's Ching, you've won 10,000. The next winner is 20,000. Ching, very sorry, you've won 10,000. 10,000 P Zen. The next winner is 20,000 P Zen. Ching, sorry mate, it's 10,000. Here's the next winner though for 20,000. Here we go. Wow, a lot of people went for this. And there we go. Renslin is this week's 20,000 P Zen winner. 20,000 P Zen winging its way to your wallet will arrive magically into your wallet by Monday 000 UTC. Fantastic. So, are we ready for this week's big winner? The 50,000 P Zen is going to be won by the next person. Are we ready? Give me a 9 in the chat. Give me a 9 in the chat if we're ready to pick the 50,000 winner. 50,000 P Zen up for grabs here. I need a number 9 in the chat. Okay, the excitement is killing me. Off we go. This week's grand prize winner of 50,000 P Zen. And it is Manila 13. Manila 13. You are the lucky winner of 50,000 P Zen. Fantastic. Who knows what that's going to be worth in 2 years' time? It may be an absolute fortune. Well done, Manila 13. Fantastic. So, let me know. Is this something that we like doing? Is this a segment that we should continue with? Let me know in the chat. Just say yes if you think that we should continue on with these draws every week. I said I would anyway. We're going to do it for 12 weeks, but if you're enjoying it, please say so. Okay, let's see how many positive comments we get. And if we get enough comments, how about we do a surprise fourth giveaway for this week? A fourth person will win another 50,000 P Zen if we get enough positive comments. Just type the word yes, and if there's lots of yeses, then we'll go for another spin and we'll see if the fourth winner can be chosen, and they're going to get another 50,000 P Zen. Is that a yes, or are we all bored? Okay, I think it's a yes. I think it's a yes. Okay, here we go. Without further ado, for the fourth and final surprise winner this week of 50,000 P Zen, coming up right now. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. The fourth and surprise winner is Wolf. Wolf, 50,000 P Zen coming to you, sir. All the prize winners will get the winnings into their wallet. Of course, there is the PIF function, so not exactly 50,000. But anyway, look, we've given away this week, what is that? 130,000 P Zen has been given away on this chat. And next week, the same thing is going to happen. We've got 3 prize winners, not 4, but 3. The first prize winner is 10,000 P Zen. The second prize winner is 20. And the third prize winner will be 50,000. Bit of a bonus this weekend to get some excitement going. And Wolf, you are the lucky 4th surprise winner of 50,000 P Zen. Okay, so that's just a bit of fun for everybody. But of course, the real seriousness is we need to get more people to know about P Zen. It is going to be the wealth redistribution protocol of the year, if not the decade. And we just need more eyeballs. I'm only one person. Obviously, I'll be doing my best. But there's hundreds of you here, hundreds. So as I say, it's your coin, it's your future. You have to do the work, and it's not that difficult. I mean, look, there should be 600 likes on this video alone. There should be 600 likes on all the tweets that I'm doing. And of course, all the other producers of content about PZEN need our support. Hunt them out. In fact, you don't have to hunt them out. I think there's an auto list that pops up within the Telegram chat. If you're not a member of the Telegram chat yet, don't forget to head over to t.me/PZenOfficial and join the smartest, funniest, most intelligent chat group there is about crypto online at the moment. Okay, I've got time for a few questions. You may have noticed I'm not wearing a bow tie. That's not very good of me, is it? Well, let me explain. It is 97 degrees in here today. It is insane. I'm used to hot weather. I have lived in the tropics after all my life. But this is insane because not only is it 97 degrees, it's 89% humidity. Unheard of, and it's very uncomfortable. So until that all goes away, this will be me. Oh yeah, I'll buy it on my, my Dolce & Gabbana shirt. A bit of rage marketing. Do we like that sort of thing? I don't know what these t-shirts actually cost. I don't know, they're a couple of grand each, I think. Not sure. But they're great t-shirts in this weather. I can guarantee you that. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, look at me modeling Dolce & Gabbana. How ridiculous. Anyway, so questions in the chat. Anything you like to do with PZEN. Let me see if I can read any questions and say hello to some people. Now's the time. If you want some burning questions answered, now's the time to type it in. Jürgen Wolfeloser, you said yes for something. Jackra said never saw such great stuff. No, absolutely. Yes, I want to win again. The excitement is too much. Yes, it is too much. CB says yes, just don't put the threshold too high. Listen, mate, as I said before, 20,000 PZEN is nothing. And if it is something to you, then you really need to think about where you're allocating your resources. CryptoEther said he's not signed up. My goddess. Nelson Buchetta says yes. Okay, this is all to do with the programming. CB says, thank to the person in the background for jogging your memory about the draw. Yeah, okay, thank you, yes. I won't forget it next week, or the week after. The Coin Critic says, what is the market size of checking and charity industry that is addressed by PZEN? The size of checking and charity industry, not quite sure what that question means. CryptoEther says, hit the like button, everybody, absolutely. Black Eagle says, what are your thoughts on PZEN on Pulse Chain? I cannot wait for Pulse Chain. And that's why it's launched on Ethereum, because nobody knows what's happening with Pulse Chain. And I, for one, couldn't wait. Can you simulate how much PZEN can get burned based on daily volume over 1 year? I'm not a dev, I'm not a mathematician. You could do it if you like. Very interesting mathematical conundrum, that is. What is the best referral method you can think to share to a newbie? Well, there's lots of good YouTube videos going on. There's one on the Telegram chat, which explains very simple. It's a very simple elevator pitch. You know, basically you buy and hold. The earlier you are into this protocol, the longer you hold, the more you will make. It's frictionless yield. It's compounded yield based on the percentage of the market share that you own. And therefore, the earlier you get in, the bigger the market share that you will own, the more rewards you will get. Look, those examples that we just went through, go back over and have a look at them and work it out yourself. It's just mind-blowing how well this protocol will actually work. Streffel Struggle says, when will you burn the coins? Yeah, there was a burn mentioned a couple of weeks ago. Of course, the coins are burnt every transaction. And why did the burn not happen? Yeah, the burn didn't happen because we have to notify people that we are going to burn the coins. And until we're listed, we can't notify anybody, so there's no point doing the burn as yet. Struffle Struggle says, what exchanges do you plan on listing? Not sure whether I'm allowed to say just yet, or will be revealed next week. Power of compound interest, Conrad's law. Yeah, it is the 8th wonder of the world, says Conrad. Michael Lawrence Gray says, I could buy the island right next door to you. Yeah, for sure. Don't think it's for sale, but who knows in the future. Ford ZX298 said, should we mess with P Zen on ETH POW? I'm a bit reluctant to give any indications because I have my own personal feelings about ETH POW. However, look, you got your copies like we said you would in our white paper. We told you that if ETH 2.0 came to fruition, there was no doubt that the miners were going to try and save their financial interests by continuing to provide the hash for a chain. Now, I showed you in last week's video where a lot of that mining rig was turned on to. My concern is what's going to happen going forward, because the F2 pool, as I've told you before, they are the biggest instigators of this, and they're a Chinese company, and we just don't know what's going to happen. So for me personally, you know, the whole point of the iteration and move forward proof of stake was it was a move forward. Going back to ETH POW seems to be a very retrograde step. But hey, if there's money to be made, as you know, I'm a profit maximalist. But it will entail somebody putting liquidity on that chain. I'm not sure who's going to be wanting to do that. So I can have no input either way on whether you should be getting involved in ETH POW. That's entirely up to you guys. I know what I'm doing. Crypto says code copies about SafeMoon, as we were brought up in the interviews. Crypto Ethers, I'm going to answer this very succinctly and clearly now. We prefer operation over aesthetics. And the so-called code gurus were rightly confused, as we planned. This has got nothing to do with the SafeMoon protocol. And that's all I'm going to say. LGS says, do you see volatility in this coin stabilizing in time, or do we need it for good PIF action? Do you see it more stable with adoption? Well, of course, once the liquidity increases to such a size, it stabilizes automatically. But the way that the code works is it's all about money. So you have to weigh up the volatility against the price action. Try to swap 99k for ETH USD, set slippage 3-4, tried a bunch, no work, Black Eagle, thanks for the efforts. You're trying to sell 99,000 P Zen. Well, of course, everybody's going to be asking you why you want to do that. There's absolutely no reason why you can't sell, because there is a huge amount of liquidity. So I'm not sure what you're doing wrong. Says, why are so many people, in your opinion, negative on tax protocols? Well, they simply don't understand our code. You know, there's nothing new under the sun. as far as protocols are concerned. People say that they're innovative and everything, but they're not. And taxation systems and logic has been around since the beginning of programming of Solidity. The real trick, though, is how to make that work mathematically. And we think we've come up with the perfect formula. And of course, all the previous protocols had some kind of flaw, be it the team, mostly the team, I have to say, because once the code logic is written, it works pretty well. But of course, the people that are really running these sort of projects aren't building a community for the community, they're building it for themselves. And that really is the downside of these sorts of protocols in history. They have not done that well, and it's for good reasons, and it's got nothing really to do with the code. Shooty Fortress says I bought, by the way, Shooty Fortress, please don't tell people how much you have, are planning on buying, or have sold, because you will become a target for scammers. And I say that to everybody. Please do not divulge your holdings of any coin. You just simply set yourself up for scammers. Shooty Fortress, I think you should delete this if you can. Okay. You're saying again you tried to sell and it didn't work for you. Well, there's no reason why it can't work for you. For example, on Uniswap, it's completely automatic. It cannot not work. You must be doing something slightly wrong. By the way, one little trick, if you guys are using 1inch, don't forget to set the compatibility to on. Some of you may have problems in buying and in limit orders, etc. You have to turn on the compatibility mode, which is, you know, from the cog, you can just turn it on. And of course, set the slippage to 3%. Unimax, no. V3, there is no liquidity on V3. That's why it doesn't work. It will never work for P Zen. And you don't have to use V3. In fact, I don't understand how you're even trying to use V3, because when you try to sell or buy, you are routed to V2 automatically, because that is where the liquidity is. And of course, going forward, there will be no V3 on Pulse Chain. Crypto Ethos is saying about interviews. Well, the whole point about interviews is outreach. And we need outreach to people who are no coiners, mostly. Because what we're trying to do here is, like I've always said, if you're not wealthy, you cannot afford to diversify. You need to pick one winner, one horse. You hope it's the winner. And you need to back it to the hilt. You shouldn't be diversifying unless you're wealthy already. So, you know, we have to be very careful. I have to be very careful who it is I'm going to be speaking to. Because the whole point of my time is to onboard new users. I will not be defending protocols. I will not be bashing other protocols. That is a complete and utter waste of time and energy. What my message is, and what I'm going to be doing, is an outreach to show people the opportunity that is P Zen. Michael Lawrence Gross, again, please don't dox yourself by telling people how much you have. You know, it's really not such a great idea, but thank you very much for the comments anyway. Unimax says the fastest horses are on the fork chains. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm not interested in speed, I'm interested in dollars. Fiat on-ramps, yeah, good idea. Why don't we have Fiat on-ramps? Well, we'll see. It's early days. But certainly, I am a big supporter of trying to get Fiat on-ramps. Of course, that means involving centralized exchanges. Ooh. Now, my feelings are in the crypto space, in order to go forward, we are going to have to accept a certain amount of regulation, otherwise it's just never going to work. And of course, where the regulators have the power is the on and off ramps. Now, there are some people that have come up with some novel workarounds, so they think, but I'm afraid they will also fall foul of the regulators. The regulators are not that stupid. They know where they can and they cannot act. So we're stuck with it. We're stuck with regulations. We're stuck with KYC, but we need it. We definitely need a Fiat on and off ramp for PZEN. It's coming, and it's coming very soon. Any other questions? Because my air conditioning's off and it's now 98 degrees in here. CB says Fiat would be easier for you, for him. CB, it's coming. Stand by. The news will be imminent. Jay Cax, okay, the very first thing, the very easiest thing that all of you can do, go and find all the people that are producing content for PZEN. A list of them has already been produced in the Telegram chat. It pops up occasionally. Go and seek them out and go and like their comments on and their tweets and their videos. Subscribe to the channels, including mine. I've never been a YouTube influencer. I'm not involved in that, but I certainly recognize that these online platforms for a lot of people is very, very, very important. So there's going to be lots more content from me, but of course that involves all of you promoting said content. I've never understood, for example, why there's over 600 members in the Telegram chat. Why are there not 600 likes on all of my tweets? I mean, come on. That's the way that you spread the word. If you are not producing content yourself, it's free. It takes seconds. You just have to click the like button. You know, that's all you have to do. You just have to click subscribe. You can spend a bit more time and make a comment if you wish, but just that simple act tells the algorithm that we've got a few people who are at least interested in the content that we are producing about PZEN. So as a first off, just do that. But look, we've already seen what is possible in the physical world to promote PZEN. And that is all going to be forthcoming, I am sure. Don't forget, it's not my coin. I don't work for you. It's your coin. It's your future. And eventually people will join the group who have a lot of diverse skills, just as we've seen happen with other protocols. There'll be graphic designers coming along. There'll be internet marketers coming along who are far more eloquent than myself. Content producers, far better than myself, with far higher viewership than myself, who will eventually be promoting PZEN. We have to remember, this has been an organic launch. Now, from next week, I have my internet. Therefore, I will be able to do outreach. I will be doing interviews with other people as much as possible. But they may not be the people that you think that I should be talking to. I'll be talking to people who can help promote PZEN. Okay, everybody, I'm absolutely dying here. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. I really, really appreciate it. I would really appreciate if you could like, subscribe, and comment on this video. It certainly helps the algorithm. It spreads the word. It will get people involved in PZEN, and de facto, they will help you and your bags as well. So I will say, a Slanjivar to you all. Thank you so much. And exciting news coming very, very shortly. Can't share it today, but it will be very, very soon. Somebody talked about fiat on-ramps. Somebody talked about centralized exchanges. Let's see what happens next week. Slanjivar, everybody. Thank you.